The message came from the dark between stars, clean and deliberate, like a stone dropped into still water. Dr. James Harlow was the one who found it, a radio astronomer from Flagstaff, Arizona, who had spent 23 years listening to static. He sat in the cold glow of his monitor at 2:47 a.m., coffee forgotten, hands trembling as he ran the analysis a fourth time. The signal was not noise. It was structured, repeating, mathematical, a prime sequence followed by something no human algorithm had generated. Within 6 hours, every major space agency on Earth had confirmed it. Within 12, the Galactic Council's automated relay station, a machine humanity hadn't even known existed, transmitted a second message, this one in plain mathematics that decoded to a single warning. Do not respond. Species below threshold. Contact prohibited. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency session. The Galactic Council, it was determined, was a coalition of 41 civilizations, each thousands of years ahead of humanity in technological development. Their warning was not a threat. It was, according to their own protocol, a mercy. Civilizations below a certain development threshold that attempted contact had, historically, destabilized, collapsed. Some had simply vanished from all records. The debate lasted 4 days. General Patricia Okafor of the U.S. Strategic Command stood before the council chamber, her expression carved from granite, her voice steady. Every civilization that responded to this kind of signal and was deemed unworthy, she said, disappeared. But every civilization that stayed silent also disappeared, quietly, unnoticed, forgotten. She paused. We are not built for silence. Dr. Harlow sat 3 rows back, watching. He had been asked to speak. He had declined. He already knew what the vote would be. The final count was 142 nations in favor of responding. 51 opposed. Humanity answered. The message they sent was not a declaration of war, nor a plea for mercy. It was a transmission of everything: mathematics, music, literature, history, tragedy, comedy, the periodic table, the double helix, the laws of physics as they understood them, a recording of a child laughing, a recording of a soldier crying, the complete works of Shakespeare, the blueprints of the Large Hadron Collider, a lullaby sung in 17 languages. They sent it all. Every beautiful and broken thing they were. For 11 months, nothing came back. Dr. Harlow lost weight. He stopped sleeping properly. Colleagues told him he had started conversations about the transmission the way a man talks about a love letter he isn't sure ever arrived. General Okafor did not lose sleep. She spent those 11 months quietly preparing contingencies she hoped she would never use. The 51 nations that had voted against the response said nothing publicly, but privately, their governments fortified. Then, on the 341st day after the transmission, a new signal arrived. It was not a radio signal this time. It was a gravitational pulse, a technology humanity did not possess, that materialized as a perfect holographic presence in the skies above every major city on Earth simultaneously. A figure of light, tall and featureless, stood in the atmosphere above New York, London, Lagos, Tokyo, and 200 other cities at once. It spoke one word in every human language at the same time. The word was unexpected. Then it continued. In 400 cycles of observation, the presence said, its voice somehow intimate and enormous simultaneously. No species below threshold has ever transmitted cultural documentation as their first contact response. Prior species transmitted power demonstrations, territorial claims, mathematical proofs of dominance. You sent a child laughing. A pause that felt geological. The council convened a review of your species that has lasted 11 of your months. The review was contentious. Several members argued you were too dangerous. Several argued you were too fragile. The vote within the Galactic Council had been close. Humanity did not know this until later. What they knew, in that moment, was the next sentence. You are not above threshold, the presence said, by any standard metric. Your technology is primitive. Your history is violent. Your lifespan is brief, and your memory, as a species, is unreliable. Another pause. However, the Council has decided to create a new category. The holograms across 200 cities pulsed once, softly, like a breath. Provisionally remarkable. General Okafor, watching from a secure bunker beneath Washington, D.C., exhaled for what felt like the first time in 11 months. You will not be granted membership, the presence continued. You will not be given technology. You will not be protected from your own consequences. The tone shifted, something almost warm entering it. But you will be watched. Closely. With great interest. There are civilizations among us who have forgotten what it means to send a child laughing into the dark and call it diplomacy. The holograms faded. The sky above every city was just sky again. Dr. James Harlow sat alone in his observatory. Outside, the desert was quiet and enormous and indifferent. He picked up his coffee mug, still cold, and drank it anyway. Somewhere in the dark between stars, 41 ancient civilizations were watching a small, loud, chaotic, occasionally brilliant species stumble forward on a pale blue rock. He supposed that was enough. For now, it was enough.